Hey everybody, welcome to Saving Greens Homestead. My name is Keisha, and if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I welcome you. I brought you guys out here in the front yard this time to show you some of the damage caused by the cold weather that we've been having. And I wanted to also show you some of the things that I need to harvest really soon because of the weather that we're having. Look at all those strawberries in there. If you watched any of my previous videos, you know that this zinnia plant fell over because of the wind that we had. And it's still alive because it's holding on by some threads. And the flowers still bloomed on it. And they're still growing. There's more buds. Now I decided to just leave it on the ground because I didn't want to take a chance of the wind blowing it over again like it did this sunflower and wiping it out completely. But as you can see, the sunflower is still opening up. So I'm happy that it's still opened up for me because I was pretty bummed that the wind took it out. And even after I attached it to some bamboo for extra support, the wind blew it over again. And this time completely severed it from the stem. So this one is not completely severed, but I'm struggling with whether I should try and maneuver him or just leave him. I might just leave him for now. As you saw in the opening part of the video, my gazanias are doing great. And there's new buds on here that are going to be opening, a whole lot of new ones, and I'm just so pleased with that because it's so cold right now and to have flowers still popping out and showing off right now, it's just amazing. It's nice to come out and see these flowers. So as you know, I've been trying to spare the lives of these watermelon, or at least extend is the word I was looking for, the life of these watermelon here. But it looks like the fight is over because even though there's still some green leaves that it could still photosynthesize, it's not enough that will make it worth me trying to keep them. So I am going to be harvesting these big watermelon. That little watermelon, I don't think it's going to really amount to anything. It's probably going to go to my chickens. And that little watermelon is probably going to go to my chickens too. Now that I'm bending over here and looking though, I'm noticing something. You guys, there is a pea plant growing right here. You see that? It is just growing up out of here. Huh. I didn't even notice that before because all the grass was full and in the way. And then these zinnias are doing good. The other night, like I mentioned before on the previous video, we were in the 20s. And I was thinking that was going to be it for my zinnias. But they're still holding in there and they're beautiful. Now these beans over here, bean plants do not like the cold and frost, and it's inevitable because of the damage that was caused to this bean plant here. So I don't know how much longer I'll have them. I mean, it did put on a flower there. But these radishes are starting to take over, and they're crowding out even the peas that I planted back there. But I think that's why those peas are doing okay with the weather that we've been having, because they kind of have an insulation from the cold with these radishes right here. And these radishes are doing good. As you can see down there, right now would probably be the ideal time to pull this, because they formed their heads on there. But if you remember, I had those same radishes planted here last year, and they grew so big. So I want to see if they're going to grow big like that again. These are seeds that I took that, because the seed pods fell down here, they volunteered, they grew. And there's a whole bunch of other seed pods here, so I'm expecting more volunteers as I go along. In fact, I'm seeing other volunteers popping up under here and around. So I'm thinking about letting some of these go and see if they get as big as the parent radishes did. Oh, and for those of you that don't know, these are China rose radishes. Okay, and then this, my sorrel plant here, my hibiscus, roselle hibiscus plant here, has, it's not doing very good because of the weather that we're having. These plants do not like the cold. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start cutting off all these branches, and then I'm going to harvest the calyxes, these, off of here. And then with the rest of the branch, like on this one, the rest of the branch that's left, I'm going to stick it in water. Because a friend of mine, Keisha from His and Herb's High Desert Homestead, had told me that she was able to propagate these. So I am going to try my hand at it and see if I can do that. And if I'm able to root the cuttings out from this, then it's good, because it'll give me a head start for next season. I won't have to start from seed. I can start from a plant. Look at this guy. He was just laying off to the side. I guess he wanted to see what I was talking about. I don't know what this is that's growing up through here. Maybe, I don't know. Let me see. I don't know what that is. There's a volunteer something. I'm going to let it grow and see what it grows into. This dahlia, I'm surprised it's still doing as good as it is. And you see all these bites and stuff out of the leaves? There's the culprit right there. These dang grasshoppers are still around, and they're still eating up on my stuff. These ones flowered. I'm thinking these are more insulated because they're closer to the house. Because they didn't suffer any damage like the other beans did. And then I'm excited because the spinach that was given to me is putting on new leaves. I thought I killed it in the transplant process, but I'm guessing it didn't. It just needed to acclimate. I don't know about those, if they're going to survive. I hope they will. But I know for sure this one might survive because he's putting on new leaves. And my basil here suffered from the cold. As you can see, it's all black and crunchy right here. So and then some of the leaves are purple in there. So it suffered some damage, but it's still going strong. So I'm gonna let it stay as long as it wants. So everything over here is growing in slowly. I I have some sprouts here, and there, but they're coming in really slow because since the weather is cold, that means the soil is cooler, and so these things don't grow very fast. But the fact that they are growing is good. Now this right here is part of that sorghum that I had right here, and I pulled them out because one, they were finished, two, because I thought that, you know, it wouldn't last with the cold weather, but it looks like it's doing good. I don't see anything wrong with it, so I'm just gonna leave it and let it stay. If it wants to grow, I'm gonna let it grow. That's the one thing I do like about winter, is that it slows the progress of the weeds that like to grow, and you don't have to weed as much. But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword, because then your food crops grow slower. But everything is looking good. This plant is just taking off. It loves this spot right here, and it is growing so well and so pretty, and I love the flowers on here. This is an ice plant. It is just doing good. I'm hoping that it'll just fill out this whole circle right here, and then I'll just have to maintain it and keep it under control. There's no buds on here yet that I can see, but they're starting to form something in the centers here. So maybe I'll get some flowers on this. I don't remember what this flower is that I planted, but all in all, when I get these watermelon out of here and harvested, then I'm gonna go back through here and I'm gonna put some more soil in here, some more super poop, and take this weed fabric off, and then I'll get some things planted that I have planned to do here. And then also I'll be planting these out soon, all of these plants, and find a place for them. And then my friend Patty told me she has more for me, so that's good. And then this dragon fruit plant is still doing okay. Now, he was this real deep dark green, but I noticed down here he lightened up, and that's from the cold. So I don't know how much longer he will be okay without me covering him, because we're having constant cold nights now in the 30s. So, and it doesn't look like it's gonna let up until spring. But I'm gonna try and figure something out so I can save and preserve this plant, because I want to get fruit on it next season. Okay, so I guess that's gonna be it for this video. In the videos next to come, I will show you everything that I harvest out of the front and backyard together, and show you what I plant in some of these other spaces, like in that roundabout there. Also show you how I am going to preserve or try and root out cuttings from the hibiscus plant. So be looking forward to that, you guys. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, God bless.